Hello, good morning everyone. I'm sorry to keep you from having lunch. I hope you are not too hungry. First of all, big thanks to Roland for organizing this and to everybody who helped him organize this excellent event. I'm very happy and very excited, very thrilled to be here. And I'm actually grateful again to Roland for placing my speech right after Starkers. I'm a big fan of Starkers. He's, in my opinion, one of the biggest contributors to the development of Hive. I'm also very grateful to the Splinterlands community because it's really, they are doing a lot of good things for Hive, in my opinion. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, so building on what Starkers was explaining, I, again, going to repeat what he says. I truly believe our stablecoin, HBD, is one of Hive's superpowers. And I'm going to go into, let's say, more details on how exactly to develop this HBD economy. Okay? So, how it started? It started with me basically wanted to leverage the work I've done on integrating blockchain and law. Blockchain is about freedom, whereas law is more about, let's say, not letting the freedom of some people restricting the freedom of the others. So in a car analogy, blockchain for me is like the gas pedal. In order to move forward, you need to press the gas pedal, whereas the law is like the brake. A car with only a gas pedal but no brake is going to crash, so you need a little bit of both. You need a gas pedal to start, but you need the brake pedal to be able to, not go out of the road. So I revived this community that existed already in Luxembourg called Off-Chain Luxembourg, the local chapter of Off-Chain Global, which is a global community that we are going to learn more about tomorrow in chain culture. And with that, we had the incredible luck of having our meetups in a place that turned out to be very crypto-friendly. It's the Independent Cafe. You saw it at number 10 on Starker's list of the places that score the highest HBD spending sums. And the owner of this cafe turned out to be crypto-friendly. So he said, what would it do for you to accept crypto? And he said, oh, no problem. I would like to be able to accept Bitcoin. And how do you call that? HBD? Never heard of it. What is that? He said, oh, it's a stable coin on Hive blockchain. Hive blockchain, never heard of that. Yeah, no. Let's try it out and see how it works. And it turned out that it worked very well. It was fast, feeless. And he started accepting it. And he let us install a rollup with Off-Chain Luxembourg in a permanent rollup in his cafe so that people would see the rollup. And after a while, he came to us and said, look, I'm very pro-crypto. I have a lot of crypto holdings myself. And I would like to see crypto developing. And when people come to my cafe, I show them the roll-up and I ask them, what do you think about it? And basically I get blank stares. Off-chain, what is that? Never heard of it. I don't know what, but it doesn't inspire anything at all. And he said, this isn't working. The brand is not good enough. Nobody sees off-chain and thinks of crypto payments. You need a better brand. And we said, okay, we need a better brand. So we invented this brand called InnoPay, because pay like in payments and Inno like in innovation, innovative payments. And yeah, the presentation is about it. And how with this kind of approach we can help Hive. So first question is, why are you here? And most people that come into the blockchain world, they come because they want to make money. Hive is a little bit special in that. We have people who come because they want to blog, they want to create, they want to find community to share topics that they care about. But in blockchain in general, people come because they want to earn money, they want to earn a different kind of money that is freer than the centralized money. And so you feel part of the Hive community and want to see it thrive. That's another reason why you are here. You want to make the world a better place and think that Hive is the answer. I do believe that it's part of the answer, at least, in making the world a better place. And of course, the sum of them all, because they are not mutually exclusive. However, no matter the reason, success of what you are for depends on one very simple indicator, and that is the price of Hive. Actually, that is something that for me is self-evident, but we have in Hive two communities, let's say what we call the geeks, the computer people, the IT people, and that, let's say, think about success in Hive as 1 millisecond shaved off the transaction speed or whatever, or diminishing the size of the blockchain. That is something very valuable, but in the end, the sustainability of the whole community and blockchain and endeavor is depending on the price of Hive, because if the Hive goes very, very low, then people are going to stop using it, they are going to get disinterested, they are going to lose motivation, they are going to leave the community. And then you have, on the other hand, people who come to create, either in writing or NFTs or videos, photography, all kinds of stuff. And most of them are not on centralized platforms because they can earn Hive. But because there is currently only 400 businesses across the world that accept HBD, in the end, the Hive that they earn, they have to exchange it in fiat. And in this transformation, the price of Hive plays a big role. You earn a certain amount of Hive, but that amount of Hive, if the price goes down, it's going to mean less fiat. So it's a cost of opportunity. Am I going to spend time creating stuff for Hive that is going to transform to be converted into a small amount of fiat? Or am I going to do something else that in the same amount of time gets me more fiat currency that I need to spend for, I don't know, putting bread on the table of my family? And having to, let's say, explain that is not necessarily very easy on a heterogeneous population that doesn't have the same financial understanding. So the health of Hive community depends on, in the end, and the prosperity of the Hive community depends in the end of the Hive price going up, which it hasn't been doing a lot lately. I illustrated here with some happy days from, I think, 2021 or something like that. I don't remember when it touched $3. And so a little bit of basic financial education. I hope everybody knows this. The price of Hive depends on demand and supply. And participating in the community through Hive Power Holdings is one of the sources of demand. And then games, thanks Splinterlands and thanks the other games, I'm a little bit, let's say, as a parenthesis, a little bit sad that we don't talk more about Exod.io, which is a very good-looking game that is a little bit similar to Splinterlands, in that it has it has NFTs as cards, but it's set in a science fiction futuristic universe, not heroic fantasy one. But other games provide demand for Hive. Trading and other Hive engine, thanks again to Splinterlands for having Hive engine that give an opportunity for people to actually play with tokens, create tokens, exchange tokens, and where the pivot token is the swap Hive, which also creates demand for Hive. However, and this is quite important, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, being feeless means that we get people more easily to join the Web3 revolution because they do not need Hive to transact. But on the other hand, the main activity on the Hive blockchain, which is blogging, does not require Hive. So it is not a source of demand for Hive. Right? So if you think, what are the sources of demand for Hive? Well, blogging is not one of them. You can blog with very little to no Hive. It's very easy to get a couple of Hive power delegated to you or some RC delegated to you. You don't need to buy Hive in order to blog. So what I'm aiming at is to explain that in order for the Hive price to go up, and I hope we all understand that this is very important for the prosperity and sustainability of the community, we need to add and to invent more sources of demand for Hive. We need to give people reasons to buy Hive. And for a few years now, HBD and its APR also provide a source of demand for Hive. You can have people that tend to come into the system and buy Hive, turn it into HBD, and stack it for 15% APR. It was even higher. In this, Hive acts like a bank. This is what I'm going to try to emphasize now. So Hive is a blockchain that is a social blockchain and supports social interactions, and it's very good at that. It has been designed for that. However, it's not a one-trick pony. The other big trick that it has in its bag is the fact that it can act like a bank. Hive is actually a decentralized bank, perhaps one of the first decentralized banks. And let's say, to hammer home the point that Starkers made, HBD is our superpower. Yeah. Why? Because it's fast and it's feeless, and you can stake it at a good APR, and all this make HBD an excellent means of exchange, right? An excellent currency. Yeah, oh, sorry, I got too fast. So HBD allows Hive to return to the main, let's say, roots of crypto. And I show here the Bitcoin paper. Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Well, it turned out Bitcoin is a lot of great things. Everybody loves Bitcoin. However, it is not very good at being a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for many reasons. Not as good as Satoshi wanted it to be, right? And today what we see in crypto is that it turned into a big casino with meme coins that really seem like brainless speculation, gambling. Okay, and, oh, sorry, I went down, I'm back. And so what we are trying to do here, and again, thanks to Starkers, this creator, because that gives a big incentive to onboard users and encourage them to buy Hive in order to exchange it into HBD and then spend it for the cashback. The cashback is the best way to attract consumers. So there are, let's say, there is a chicken and egg problem because you have the issue that businesses are going to say, oh, I don't care about accepting HBD because there are no consumers that are going to come and spend HBD in my place. And then the consumers are going to say, yeah, but I'm not going to buy HBD because there are no businesses that accept HBD around me, right? So that creates a chicken and egg problem that we can, let's say, I discovered in this journey how to solve it for the business side. So, okay, I can onboard businesses to accept HBD by developing let's say, a sales pitch, although I'm not very good at sales, but I've learned how to position it. But on the consumer side, they're going to say, oh, at least in Europe, the payment system is functioning relatively well, is fast, and there are no fees for the consumers to pay with the credit card. But yeah, there are, unlike in the US where you have a lot of credit cards that offer cashbacks, in Europe there are basically no cashback. So if I come and say to the consumers, yeah, but with this system you can get cashback, some of them are going to get interested. Oh, I can get cashback. Oh, that's nice. I'm interested. So I invite you to watch you can find them on Essency if you look at my blog, which you have at sorin.cristescu. The middle movie is one that we haven't published yet, but I'm not going to show it because I am going to go over the time. So how does it start? So I'd like to invite you to do that wherever you feel it's appropriate in the world, where you are, right? So how we started with a community that is brought together by a common set of value and principles and a sense of purpose that goes beyond money and that it has shared objectives. So you can do that because for instance, we heard about the various communities presented by Chemi earlier. You can leverage the power of Hive to bring together people around topics that they care about. And here, what I did in Luxembourg, we said, okay, we are going to create a community that is going to experiment with the new MiCA legislation, that is the legal framework that Europe has given for crypto assets. And we said, okay, we are going to try and learn and see whether we care about crypto, and we are not sure that this regulation is really encouraging the use of crypto. So we're going to try and experiment with it. So this is how we said, okay, we're going to get together and try to issue and offer to the public a token that is compliant with this regulation, the first MiCA compliant token. That was what brought us together. So let's get together and issue a token, and then in this, let's say in this ongoing endeavor, we said, okay, but where are we going to issue this token? Well, we could issue on this blockchain or on that blockchain. I said, why not issue it on Hive blockchain because it's fast and feeless. Oh, feeless, that's good. We don't need to have, I thought about issuing it on Solana, once someone said. Yeah, but then if you want to transfer it, everybody has to, who wants to transfer it, has also needs to have Solana in their wallet to pay the transaction fees. Oh, but the transaction fees are very low. Certainly, they are very low, but you still need to have some Sol in your wallet. So it means if you want to onboard someone new, that person, it's not enough that it receives our token. If that person wants to transfer the token further to someone else, they first need to go and open an account on a centralized exchange, transfer euros there, buy Sol, and withdraw them to their wallet so that they can transfer our token and pay the transaction fees on Solana with it. Imagine what a barrier that is, how much friction that generates. Whereas on Hive, you have the token, you transfer it to someone else, that person can immediately send it further away because there are no fees to be paid, right? So first the community, and then with the community, this shows how we onboarded the third business, we went to and said, look, guy, we are going to reserve the room and spend quite a bunch of money. Are you interested in our business? Of course, 30 people coming to my restaurant, I'm interested. And I said then, okay, but the condition is that you accept crypto. I said, what? Are you strong-arming me into accepting crypto? Yes, you want the business, you accept crypto. But what am I going to do with it? Okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to buy them back from you at the end and give you euros. Oh, okay. And this is how the third guy, who wasn't particularly, who said, I don't know anything about blockchain, I don't care about it, I care about my restaurant being full of people. And I want your business. I want your 30 people to come and buy beer and eat at my place. And if you buy the crypto back from me, then there is no problem with that. And what we hope is that in time, we went there a second time. This is the third business that we onboarded recently. We went there a second time, and I mentioned the API, and I said, oh, that sounds interesting, 15%. That sounds interesting. And the fact that he can use the HBD that he gets, if he keeps them instead of selling them back to me, he can use them to pre-finance his operations, because he can sell them in exchange for euros to the customers, and have the euros of the customers in advance and buy the supplies that he needs with those euros, whereas the customers are going to spend the HBD much later. So this is exactly the main business model of banks, transformation, making money out of the fact that there is a delay in time between the moment the money enters and the money is spent. And I think I, again, went over my time, and I'm only at the half of the presentation. So we have a free brand that we invite you to use, because it's win-win. The brand is InnoPay, and we have branding material that we have created and we keep creating, and we share gladly and freely with everyone who wants to try that in their own town. And this is going to help everybody, because it increases brand awareness and brand reputation. And what I discovered is that the main arguments for shops is not accepting crypto. At least, I don't know about other places, but in Europe, people are scared about crypto. So what I go and tell them is, are you interested in a payment method that has no fees? And usually when I say that, they are all like, they make big eyes and say, oh, I'm interested in that. If it's no fees, I'm interested in that. Then there are other arguments, like for instance, there is no dedicated terminal. You can accept the payments on a simple phone. Anyone can accept payments on your behalf on their phone without you needing to be around. And for instance, Starkers mentioned with some pictures about Alventuno. At Alventuno, it's not the owner that operates the restaurant. He has someone that is a delegated person and manager. And the manager accepts payments in crypto for the owner using simply the Hive account of the restaurant, right? Then you can develop a customer relationship as listed there. And why would someone pay with HBD? We have developed, again, a set of reasons. Of course, the one that gets people interested is the cashback with distributed, but there are other reasons that different people are sensitive to different reasons. And yeah, why would Hive benefit? There was a polemic a few time ago under a post by Taras. That said, okay, why are there people voting for these posts that are not very literary? The spend HBD posts. I went there and spend HBD, and here is my report. Does not look like the typical Hive blog that has let's say, a high value in the content. And I mean, it's a legitimate question, but it has an answer. So I went under the post of Taras and explained in one of the comments why, from a financial point of view, blogging is one thing, but being a bank is a different thing, and Hive really can use both of them. And why like bootstrapping an HBD economy is very beneficial to the Hive price and ultimately to the Hive economy. And marketing is key. This is the brand that we created with brand material. We invite everybody that is interested to try it out. There is no wrong approach. You cannot lose. You either win or you learn. You can go in your city, I don't know, in Krakow or wherever, and if you haven't tried it yet. And if you have a place where you often go for a beer or for food or whatever, you can ask the owner manager, better the owner because he can make decision, are you interested in a new payment method without fees? Usually, at least in Europe, that gets their attention, okay? And then you can develop from there. However, the first and most important thing is that you need to have a community with you. So you need to have more people, and because they are all interested in bulk selling, having a lot of people coming to their shop. It doesn't need to have to be a restaurant, right? It can be any shop. Yeah, the most difficult is having the first customer. And the last thing is that now we went much further and we developed a full, let's say a full menu, online menu where you can pay with HBD and order at the same time. So you can go to indies.innopay.lu, like Luxembourg, and there you get the backend that I developed for the restaurant. The guy has a laptop anyway that is there behind his counter, and he gets this page open, and then there is a indies.innopay.lu/menu for people, and they go there, they see the menu, they can order, and they click order after they got the things in the cart, and this opens Hive Keychain. And of course, they have to have Hive Keychain. So onboarding is something that needs to be solved. Onboarding, and second, getting HBD. So basically, these are spots that are still blind spots that need to be solved at some point. Currently, we sell people HBD peer-to-peer, but we need to be around. Someone who comes into the restaurant needs to have someone who is ready to sell him or her HBD. But if they have been onboarded, we chronometered, and onboarding with Hive Keychain is 1 minute 45 seconds. And I've also developed a small interface to onboard people with my own tickets, because I have a lot of tickets, and yeah, I can use them that way. And so we onboard people, we sell them HBD, and then we invite them to use the menu to order. And the owner likes that because it gives more time for the waiters to attend other tables and to make sure that other tables are well attended. And when they order, they have already at the same time they have paid. So it saves time at the end of the experience because they do not have to wait and hail the waiter, oh, come with the POS terminal to take my payment. No, they have already paid when they order. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I went a lot over my time. I'm very sorry about that.
No, actually you did quite well, man. Only 7 minutes. Great, Sorin. Thank you so much. Only thing is you now have 7 minutes less tomorrow, yes?
That's cruel.
Yeah, that's cool. Are you sure?
You'll take them from the 7 minutes of Adele.
So I see here Spanish croquette,
yeah.
vol au vent. I see paella. Huh? We were in Malaysia, no? I forgot.
Yeah.
I see smoked duck, roasted chicken. I see very nice vegetables, cauliflower, brownies, a fruit platter. I think it can only mean one thing. It's lunchtime. And starters can ask a question to Sorin. Yeah, but lunchtime also, but Sorin can ask a question. That's fine. But lunch also.
Bon appetit, everybody. I just want to say thanks, Sorin, and all the experimentation you do with Spend HBD.
Thank you.
If
Thank you,
anyone's
Zach.
interested in helping to grow the Spend HBD economy, it's really valuable, especially if you're a whale, to go on the Spend HBD tag and support the work that's happening there so that we can keep pumping HBD into that economy and keep it growing. So, you know, it would help people like Sorin to get more cash back to his clients. It'd help people like me and Sagar. There's economies growing all over the world. So anyone that can vote for the Spend HBD tag, please do, to put some